Amelia, what's sustainability instead for you?
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely agree. I think kind of put plainly, I would say it's about prioritizing the long-term well-being of the planet and its life forms over short-term monetary gains. To me, it's about responsibility, accountability, action, and also hope that we can have a better future.
Makes sense. What are the reasons for which you have to aim for sustainability? Why it's important for the whole world?
The reason we're sat here today is because enough individuals have voted with where they're spending their money for sustainability. So across the board, from baby boomers to Gen Z, the majority of people have said that they would choose sustainability over a brand name, which I think is really hopeful. And for me, it's not just about the future of the environment in the world, it's also about the future of the workplace, very simply. I think, Gen Z, 76% of them have said that their number one concern is climate change, and they are entering the workforce in the next 3 years, and they are looking to work with companies that are purpose-driven and value-led. And those are what is important for them when choosing a career and looking at who to work with. And then you have Gen Alpha, who are the children of millennials coming into the workforce in 2030. Kids between the ages of 6 and 9, 2/3 of them said that their critical mission in their life was saving the planet. And this is a generation that is expected to have 2 to 7 times more extreme weather events in their lifetime than any previous generation. Also in 2030, corresponding with that, we're pushing 9 billion people on this planet. And also, we're going to have the largest population of people over 60. And so we're looking at a workforce that is having the longest range of ages ever. And this is something that I think needs to be prioritized by everyone, and sustainability is the future.
So she's very optimistic.
Yeah.
What about you? Are you optimistic, or are you thinking that we are all making the planet to die?
Yeah, no, I agree that blockchain has some amazing potential. I'm really interested to see where that's going. And for me, I tend to specialize in the metaverse. I've really been investigating this topic around, is the metaverse bad for the environment? I just did a TED Talk on it on Monday. And it's a question that is just receiving so little attention, study, and discussion that, it's made me wonder if I'm the only one who has these concerns, or if we're all just kind of like running late to this party, and it is something that we should be talking about today. So there's this theory that I keep running across, that if we all use virtual reality, that we're going to lower our carbon emissions because we'll be traveling less by cars and planes. But I would challenge that on two points. So one, we know that navigating 3D spaces produces lots of data. And when we move into these metaverse spaces and include headsets in that, the amount of data that we're producing expands exponentially. And with terms like the cloud, it's easy to think that data is this abstract thing, but it's rooted to the world in a very real way through the energy it takes to store it, which creates a carbon footprint. So the more data that we're creating, the more places we need to store it. And today, data centers take up between 2.5 and 3.7%, or they contribute to the global greenhouse gas emissions. And at that height, that's almost twice as much as the aviation industry. And then secondly, if we're looking at gaming as the model for the metaverse, we know that today gamers, the average single gamer, pumps 2,000 pounds of CO2 into the atmosphere every year just by the energy that it takes to power these 3D environments. And that's the equivalent of driving 2,250 miles, which is like driving from here to Ghana or the UK to Libya. And that's without a headset. So to me, while comparing the unknowns of the metaverse with what we know about gaming isn't an exact science, it does confirm my suspicions that we are looking at a significant risk, that the adoption of the metaverse will result in a huge, unprecedented demand on energy, which could have a major increase on carbon emissions. And I say could for a reason, because I think that if we identify these risks early and aren't afraid to talk about it, then we have the time, the opportunity to act and make sure that we're implementing some of these solutions that you're talking about today so that in the future it does become more sustainable and we're not sacrificing our physical world for a virtual world.